In case you missed the intro, I'm going to talk about a few of the words that are typically associated with narcissism that the rest of the world doesn't really use or understand. Let's start with the word gaslighting, because I feel like it's everywhere and sometimes it's kind of misused probably, but for me the origin story is what really made it click, like what it actually fully means. So the definition is gaslighting involves a person consistently negating another's perceptions, memories, or feelings, making them question their own sanity or reality. The term originally comes from the 1938 play Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife's perception of reality by dimming and brightening gas lamps, making her doubt her own sanity. So when the abuser starts saying, that's not what happened, that's not what I said, you're overreacting, you're being too sensitive, you don't know what you're talking about, or even as far as like making you feel stupid for getting angry about certain things, making you feel like it's not that big of a deal, even though you know it is, but they just keep convincing you that it's not. But some side effects of this can be like not being able to make decisions, because they are training you not to trust your own opinion and your own thoughts. I think it also plays a big role in depression and anxiety when you're in the abusive relationship, like that point specifically. It's also one of the big reasons that people have such a hard time leaving their abuser, because they're twisting reality and making you think that they're not really as awful as they are. Like, I never said that, I didn't mean it that way, are all like downplaying the severity of the abuse, which makes you not be able to see it very clear. I think a big part of getting around this is having someone you can confide in. First of all, if you feel like you can't tell anyone else how this person's treating you because you're ashamed to admit that they're treating you that way, you probably already know that it's wrong. If you can't tell your best friend, or, you know, in most cases, the best friend has been pushed out of the picture because, my best friend, which we're back to being close now, but during the marriage, we drifted apart. What really happened is he got rid of her so that I would have no one to go to that would tell me that I deserved better. I had no one because he pushed them all out of my life. And at the time, I didn't really see it that way, of course. Anyway, making you feel crazy is so hard to battle on your own. Even if you don't have anyone to speak these words to, it might help a lot if you make a video, just talk to yourself over video and then listen back to it and understand how much worse these things sound when you're trying to tell someone else about it. Because that will be the deciding factor of, yes, it really is that bad and I should be upset and I need to get out of here. Because when you're just in the middle of it, like living through those things, it's so hard to see it. Telling a therapist was what really kicked it into gear for me. Like, this situation is so fucked up. I gotta go. Get it out somehow, and then read it back later when you're in a good mood, and just see how awful it really sounds. And remember that getting treated that way is not your fault.